What's up, everybody? Bauer Brown here. I wanted to throw out a quick video to kind of go over a few things about the release yesterday. As most of you know, or probably anybody watching this video knows, that I did upload the Elmcreek Extension yesterday. That's right, it's the map that you're seeing right here. And I do want to give a shout out to all you guys and thank you. The overall response was pretty overwhelming. I was really happy to see that the map got the response that it did. Um, it was never really my intention from the get go to do an Elm Creek extension to make a 4X Elm Creek. I just, when FS22 dropped, I kind of wanted to get in there and get my hands dirty and play around with things. And I just so happened that that's the map I started with. I started tinkering around a little bit and just to get used to the new Giants editor and maybe some of the new game features and stuff, and it just sort of grew from there. I started as a little bit of a pet project and just never stopped. And it seemed like, Elm Creek was a decent map. Why not? Give it a shot. It seems like, there's a handful of people that seem to not like it. There are some haters out there. And, we hate you too. Just kidding. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. There's maps that I dislike and there's maps that I like, and that's fine. Um, but overall, like I said, it seemed like these guys really seemed to enjoy this map. Now, with that being said, as far as the release goes, I wish that I can say everything was just great and I had no issues whatsoever, but that just wasn't the case. Um, in the process of making the map, at one point I had a little bit of a setback. It was a crash. I not so much a crash, but I lost a lot of files. I had to redo a very large portion of the map and made me want to cry. But I had a few of the files in there needed to be replaced. They kind of got reset to their original versions because, like I said, I lost a lot of work. And some of those were my density maps. So what had happened is when I uploaded yesterday and I put out, I guess, version 1 it would be, I realized about after maybe around 250 downloads that there was a problem with the density map. And this is a problem that you really won't notice until you get to the point where you start like fertilizing. A good way, if you guys wanted to see what I was talking about, if you were still on version 0, if you were to like lay down some lime in a field and then put fertilizer right over top of it, it would look real splotchy, well, I almost had a heart attack when I found this out, so I went into panic mode, stressed out, and fixed it as quick as I could, and I got version 1.1 uploaded almost immediately. So I truly apologize for anybody that started on version 1.0 and are making their map and gotten pretty far only to have to redo it because yours truly effed it up. But other than that, everything seemed to be okay. I started, up until this point, I haven't been playing my own map. Not even at all. Everything was mostly testing, and I probably could have even done a bit more of that. Excuse me. Because then some of these problems I may have noticed along the way. But that one slipped through the cracks, and again, I apologize for that. There were some issues, some small issues that have come back, and this is more or less I don't know if you want to call it a beta release, but it is a release version. I expected there to be some errors, and I'm kind of counting on you guys to help me find what those errors are and point them out, and I can get those fixed up for you in a future update to the game, and we can push those through the future update. Quick shout out to a couple YouTube users. Would be Vlad JE258. We'll call you Vlad. Vlad did say that he had some problems with the AI. I guess the AI will not go to a location. If you tell him, hey, go here, go there, he's not doing it. I don't know why. I'm going to have to look into that. It might have something to do with the traffic system. I'm not 100% on how the AIs are moving around. I have an idea, and I think I may know what's causing the issue, but not sure how to fix it. So, thank you, Vlad. I will look into that, and we'll find out what's going on there, and hopefully that's one of the things we can get pushed through with a future update. And YouTube user Golden, shout out to you, buddy. He did make the request that to include the PDA, just to show the mini map for all of you that don't know what the PDA is. because not everybody watches the videos and stuff. So if I can include a picture of the PDA so you can see the overall map and the field layout and stuff like that. And I don't know, for some reason it just didn't cross my mind, but great idea. So Golden, I did go back to the mod hub, and I did upload a version of that so people can have a look at the PDA and see what they're downloading. And in all future releases, I will be sure to include that. So like I said, I do keep up on comments and stuff like that, and I do try to address any issues that you guys put out there for me. Um, so like I said, overall, as long as nothing else major breaks, as far as I can calculate between now, the funny thing here is I only uploaded this video to one site, and that was modhub.us. And we'll get into this in a future video because I'm going to do a tutorial series, and there's another series I have in mind. And in one of those, I will be touching on this, that all these other sites out there, these mod sites, it's kind of dirty actually. The way they do it is they have scrapers, and they go around and it's an automated program that goes and it looks over the other site, and anything new that's been posted, or mods or any type of material like that, it immediately downloads it to their site. So when you share with one site, you're sharing with all of the sites. So it's really hard for any one site to have anything exclusive because everybody else is going to steal it. And this creates a lot of problems for a lot of reasons, but I'm not going to get into that right away. And so the best that I can figure out, what I was getting back to, my original point, is the best that I can calculate, close to 2,000 downloads yesterday of this map. So, like I said, overall, pretty happy with the response. I wasn't expecting anything like this, so that's great. Hopefully everybody has a lot of fun with it, and that's was the intention, is have something that everybody can enjoy. Now about the map itself, I had a couple comments that people are, they're walking up to some areas as far as like these pre-built farms. Up here's one of them. I'll quick go over here and you can have a look with the greenhouses and the garage and stuff that's right there. If you just kind of roll up on it and you try to open the doors or gates or anything like that, it's not going to work for you. You have to own the property. I had somebody that was trying to check out one of the cow farms, and he said he couldn't get through the gate. The gate won't open. The gate won't open. They won't let me in the garage. Oh man, that stinks. So here I'm thinking, we have another issue here. And I asked him, do you own the property? Well, no. Well, okay. It's sort of the same as you would expect in real life. If you don't own the property, you wouldn't just walk up to somebody else's building and help yourself. If you own the property, however, you can do whatever you want. Same thing here. You have to own the property to be able to interact with it, or to use any of the to use anything. Like up here you have the hangars and stuff. I have this big Quonset hut / hangar. If you want to use that for something, you're going to have to own the property, or it will not let you open it up. And I'm kind of hoping that a lot of people don't try to open it and go, okay, it's just eye candy, it doesn't really work. No, it works. If you buy the property, you will be able to use, see this big one right up in here, and I have two smaller ones right here. They're definitely usable once you own the property. I have a few of them spread out throughout the map, so keep an eye out for them, because they're going to be there for you to use once you own the property. If not, you won't be able to open the doors, you won't be able to, whatever else you want to do with them, it won't happen until you own the property, which makes sense, right? Outside of that, I don't know if there's anything else I really need to touch on. Like I said, you have to own the properties. What else? That's all I can really think of right now. Like I said, the whole purpose of this video was just to kind of big shout out to you guys to say thank you, and I was very happy with the turnout. As far as people downloading the map, and the feedback I've gotten on it so far has been pretty positive, and that's great. And I'm gonna start probably very soon. I'm kicking around some ideas for my next map project. I did at one point consider doing sort of a series on taking the rest of the maps, the Erlengrad and stuff like that, and the French map, and turning those into the bigger version, like a 4X, 8X. I do have a 6K map that I'm currently toying around with. I do want to jump up maybe one size, I'm not sure. If any of these guys are map makers, at least for me personally, when I get up into like the 4x, 8x, and if it's not something like this, I got lucky with Elmcreek because half of the map was already made for me. I simply had to do the other half, and even that took a pretty long time. Um, when you start and you don't have half of the map made for you, when you're making 100% of an 8K or 10K map, it takes a long time, and depending on how detailed you get, it's a lot of work, man. It's just a ton of work and a ton of time. You know, I had a map that I did last year, super detailed. I have well over 1 year into that map for FS19, and it's not out for release yet, so it's not something that anybody's going to be able to find. I'm not sure if I actually want to release it or if I want to try and do a conversion for 22. Haven't quite figured that one out yet. But like I said, I am kicking around ideas as far as what I want my next project to be. We will be doing a tutorial series here. If anybody's interested in map making, that's going to be coming up. Let me see. I'm kicking around a few other ideas as far as a video series. Won't get into those yet because I'm not sure which direction I want to go in. But if anybody has any ideas as far as maps, what do you want to see in a map? Let me know in the comments, and maybe we'll take your suggestion. Maybe we'll go in that direction with a future map. So for right now, like I said, it's gonna, at the very least, it's gonna be another 4K map. I would say probably 6K though, because I do have I've been toying around with different sizes, and I did successfully pull off a 6K with no issues. So I think the extra 2K might be okay. It definitely gives you a bigger map. Um, so yeah, we'll do that. Like I said, I'm just in the process now. Like this one's barely hit the net, so I got some issues I need to work out with this one yet. Maybe add a few things, remove a few things, fix a few things. But other than that, I am contemplating what my next step is going to be as far as my next map. So if you have any ideas, like I said, put them in the comments below and we'll discuss it. See what we can do. Alrighty, so with that being said, I'm going to cut this video short. And again, thank you guys for the overwhelming support. Thank you for all the downloads and the comments, and you guys are great. And we'll see you on the next video.